Hello friends, my name is Summer and I shop secondhand for items that I can add to my own collection or that I can sell on eBay. Today is all about plushies. I went to a few yard sales and some thrift stores, so I'll let you know where I purchased it from and how much it has sold for previously on eBay. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a Thai beanie baby. He does have glittery eyes, and usually that means it's something called a beanie boo. However, this says that it's an original beanie baby, so I'm not really sure why he's got glittery eyes. I don't know why. His name is Ruggles. I don't think he goes for much, but we'll lot him together with a few other ones. This is a little mushroom. I'll be honest, I don't know what it's from, or what brand it is. It looks like it's distributed by Fun Express, so I'm wondering if maybe it was something out of like a claw machine that you'll see around sometimes, like when you leave the grocery store and whatever. But this is actually for my own collection. I have a bunch of Mario plushies, and I'm collecting different plushie mushrooms to put in like behind them. So this is for me. This is Donatello. He is not vintage, so if he was, obviously it would go for more. There is no tag on him like you would if he was brand new. These are going between $10 and $12, and obviously there's 3 others because it's 4 turtles. And if you find others, they'll go better. But yeah, between $10 and $12. And I picked this up for $1 at a yard sale. This guy is called a Cutito Frutito. I don't know what brought about the creation of these, but this in particular is a burrito blanket, and it seems to be wrapped around a fox that's supposed to represent like a plum. I'm not sure. They do have other ones though. I saw some with like blankets that look like kiwis or that look like watermelon. They are going for about $10, but I've never sold one, and I don't know if there's ones in particular that would go better. And would I actually get the full $10 out of this? I don't know. I will say I picked this up from a yard sale where the benefits all went to the local cat cafe that we have. So I got a bag for $10, and I just kind of kept, throwing whatever I found in there. And this was one of them. So I couldn't say exactly how much I paid individually for this, but it was a pretty large bag full of stuff that I got. This caught my attention because it's a little spray can. Picked this up at the thrift store for $1.71. I wasn't really sure what it was for. I thought maybe, it's for a graffiti artist, like a famous one. I don't know. The only one I can say offhand would be like Banksy, and I know he does like a few different political things. I guess it could be a she, because I don't think anyone really knows. The point is, this is a spray can, and it says Sub Surf on it. And I did a little bit of digging. It turns out it's a game you can get on your phone, Subway Surfers, and it does make sound. I assume it's the music from the app, or from the app game. But yeah, it doesn't really go for much. I actually didn't see any used ones that were sold. New ones were selling for $10 on eBay. Like I said, I paid, I think it was $1.71 for this. One of the other eBay sellers that I've been following to get like tips and tricks from, I think her name is Flipper Nurse, pretty sure, but she does a few different, quite a few different tips and tricks videos. They were talking about doing paying 10% for an item. So for instance, if she is paying $10 for an item, then it should be something that she can resell for $100. And so I've kind of tried to take that to heart when I'm looking at things. Granted, I'm still learning. I don't really know what I'm looking at. So I think it's going to take me some time before I really get there where I can just look at something and know I can flip it for this amount. So I'm getting there. But I thought that was a really great idea that I picked up from her, was 10% of what you plan on selling it for in the end. They do still have these commercials out, but I remember when they first started. This is the Gecko Geico from the commercials and the insurance company. He is selling between $6 and $8 on eBay. I did see ones where there were like 2 or 3 of them in a lot, and they sold for about $20. But I just thought he was really cute, and I paid 50 cents for him at a yard sale. I really don't know anything about this guy. I think it's a baby chick, but it could be a baby duck in some striped pajamas with like a little hat. The tag doesn't say anything on it. It just says made in China. I don't know who it's supposed to be. For some reason, I was like, Donald Duck? But that's weird. It doesn't really look like him. So I need to do a little more digging on this plushie, but it was in good condition, and he was in a free bin at a yard sale. So I figured it would be worth taking and doing some research on him. This is another item from a free bin at a yard sale. There's no tags on him or anything. He's just like a really fat looking alligator. He could also be a kaiju. Could be a dinosaur. Maybe get some felt and put some wings on him. He could be a dragon. But really I got him for myself out of the free bin because he's just really chunky and cute. They're Chip and Dale, and I picked them up for $2. They are hand puppets. The issue I didn't realize is their noses are missing. Obviously. Missing, which I didn't realize when I picked them up. They were together. It's very obvious. I should have seen it. I did pay $2 for these guys at a yard sale. Now, if they had noses on them, they look like they're selling for about $17 as a pair. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I don't know if I'm going to try and fix the nose. I mean, maybe I can find another plushie where the nose kind of matches and fixes it. Because I know people can restore old toys. And I would think, like, if I do that and list them, I would want to disclose in there, hey, not original noses. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have another Chip doll that I picked up at the thrift store as well. I think I paid $2.22 for that one. It hasn't sold, but I know that that one goes for about $10. So what I might do is, if I can get these fixed, is just put them all together in a lot. So we'll see. This is from a free bin at a yard sale. I knew that it was a WWE figure, or at least a La Luchadora figure. I think that's how you say it. Just because it looked like he had on some sort of mask or wrestling mask or something. This is Finn Balor, Demon. I think Finn Balor must be like his regular, or name that he goes by, probably still a stage name, and that Demon is his wrestling personality. I'm not sure. But either way, this sells for about $4, and I got it out of a free. This is out of a free bin. There's no hanging tag, but the sewn-in tag says Laramie Industries. It also says Houston, Texas, and then made in China. So I'm not really sure. How there's both, but it's a little demon hanging onto a pumpkin, and I really feel like Halloween and Christmas stuff is gonna do well for me this holiday season. At least that's my hope. And what I'm thinking of doing, because I find free plushies like this, is gather up the random ones, the ones that are unbranded, the ones where they're characters that aren't popular, and put them together in a lot and sell them. I mean, if you've got something that is along the same theme, then I recommend putting them together. I say this because, for instance, I have a bunch of Barbie accessories that I had listed. There's a little interest on it, but no one really, it didn't sell. And then when I looked at some other listings, I realized, well, they have their accessories separated out by, like, Barbie food, Barbie shoes, Barbie pet stuff. So I split everything up out of that lot. Plus I'd found a few other things. And I've gotten a lot more interest in them that way. There's a few watchers. I've gotten a few questions. So I think that when people are going to eBay, they're looking for more specialized things. They're not necessarily looking for a random lot of stuff. So yeah, so what I'm saying is, even though this guy is not worth much, if I put a bunch of items together that say Halloween plush specifically, they may go better than just putting them individually. I hope that made sense, because I feel like I just said a lot of stuff without really saying anything. This is Gerald from a show called Hey Arnold that was shown on Nickelodeon. This is not a vintage plush. It's from 2018. Well, I guess it's still 7 years old. But either way, it's not as valuable as the older ones. This one has a very flat face, and if you look up the other more valuable plushies, it's more of a 3D face that comes out for his mouth and nose. But he does still go for about $6. And if you can find the other characters from the show, obviously lot them together, they'll go better. But I don't see a lot of them out in the wild. And I picked this guy up at the thrift store. He was $1.71. I found this My Little Pony plushie at the thrift store for $1.71. I don't know much about My Little Pony. I know a couple of the names. So I'm gonna put out a guess that, oh no, I paid $1.21 for this guy. I'm sorry, $1.21 at the thrift store. And but I think this guy is Rainbow Dash. But I don't know. There's wings on him though. These are selling for about $10. And I have other My Little Pony items. I don't know if I want to put a My Little Pony lot of all of the My Little Pony stuff I have, because I do have some plushies. There are a few of the action figures, I guess you'd call them, where like the heads move and everything, and others that are more stationary. They don't have any joints on them. And then there's also McDonald's toys. So I just don't know. I don't know if it would be better to put them all together because they are the same theme, My Little Pony, or if I should continue to keep them separated by the type of item it is. What do you guys think? I'm still learning and figuring this stuff out. So I'm just, what's going to be the best way that catches buyers' attention. This is a Popple. I forgot to check and see if it works, because it is supposed to say something. There's a battery pack in it. This one I paid $2.22 for at the thrift store. I recognized that it was a Popple because of the tail. That's usually what tips me off. And on the back there's something that says Popples Lulu. And I'm assuming what should happen is that this will come around and, it'll go into the pouch. So I'll check and see if it works. But this is not a vintage one. Vintage ones will go better. This one only sells for about $8, but vintage ones will sell between $20 and $30 depending on condition, obviously. I picked up a couple of teddy bears from a free box. This one is not from a free box. I am so sorry. I paid $1 for this one at a yard sale. And then this teddy bear, which is jointed, and this one is jointed as well, I picked up from a free box at a yard sale. They all kind of look like they're made the same. If that's how you can tell. I don't know enough about teddy bears. But there are a few different brands that are out there that I've seen other tips and videos on that to look for. So I did try to search. This one is tagged. The tag for this guy says it's Boyd's Bears and Friends. And again, I don't know if these are. The tag on this guy is very faded. There's no writing on it. It's still there, but I don't know what it is. I did do a search for teddy bears, and a lot of them came up saying they're mohair. And how can you tell if something's mohair? Like, it's got to be a feel like leather, right? I don't know. I don't know enough. Now I will say, because I got this guy and this guy from the same free bin, I want to assume that this is a Boyd's Bear teddy bear. Just because if you've got one brand, it would make sense to me that you would have the same brand for another one. And if that is the case, then it should go for about $10 if it's Boyd's Bears. And I did also see a lot of Boyd's Bears selling. It was 5 of them for $30. And with me getting these 2 out of the free bin, I think that's what I might do, especially because I really don't know what brand this guy is. And again, I don't know if they're mohair. Now the Tigers one, the Detroit Tigers, go Tigers. I couldn't find it on eBay, and I'm probably not looking up the right thing. The sewn-in tag says Detroit Tigers and then Good Stuff. I'm assuming is the brand that made them. I don't know if this is something they gave out at the game, or this is just something they sold in regular stores. So I'm gonna have to do a little more digging on this particular teddy bear as well. Simba from Lion King, out of a free bin. I haven't checked to see if he works yet, but it is a walking, talking Simba. There is a stain on the side that I do have like a stain remover stuff I want to try. I've used before and gotten stains out of stuff I picked up from the bins, the Goodwill bins. So I'm hoping that it works for this guy. And with it being free, I figured it would be worth trying. He does seem to be selling for about $15 on eBay. But again, I want to check and make sure he works before I try to list. Oh man, I didn't realize olive oil fell over. There's no Popeye to save her here though, unfortunately. But she's in a Statue of Liberty outfit. I'm not sure why. I don't know if there's like an episode or a movie that this is from, or what the reasoning is. I did see some olive oil plushes selling in her regular outfit. I didn't see any sold ones in this Liberty, Statue of Liberty outfit. I did see ones listed for between $10 and $15, and I paid $1.21 for Olive. So I don't know if she'll sell or not. I might wait until I find other like Popeye or Bruno or Wimpy or a couple of other plushies before I actually list it. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm not trying to keep a ton of stuff, which I actually have to go through things because my very patient husband yesterday said, "Hey babe, it's getting cluttered." And I apologized to my mother because I remember walking into her place while she's eBaying thinking, what is happening? It's a tornado in here. And my house now looks exactly like that. So, like mother, like daughter, I figure. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Olive here. This is the plushie that I am really excited about. This poop. I picked him up at the thrift store for $1.71 because he is quite small, and I think that's what they usually end up basing their prices on, is how big the plush is. Now he is tagged. He has the South Park tag on him as well as the original price tag of $9.99. And then there's also an additional tag that says Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh, 1998 Comedy Central. He has sold consistently for $26 on eBay. I found quite a few listings recently that sold. So I did go ahead and list him. And then I had someone message me rather quickly asking if I had any other South Park plushies, which I'm always keeping an eye on because I got it for it. And for as cheap as I picked this guy up for and what I'm seeing him selling for on eBay, I was pleasantly surprised. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I hope some of the information I was able to provide help you in finding your treasures. You can find me on eBay under the name Thrift Wizard. Feel free to peruse the shop, as I may have found something that will help you complete your collection. If you found something this week that you're really excited about, that you've been able to add to your own collection, or that you're planning on selling on eBay, leave a comment and let me know. I really like to be able to celebrate finds with other people. I get so excited hearing about, someone that was able to pull something vintage from the bins that they didn't realize was going to be worth buckets of money. I haven't found that treasure yet, but I'm still looking. If you enjoyed today's video, you could like and subscribe to the channel to let me know that I'm doing a good job, and to also let your friends know about this awesome information that I am here sharing. Have a great day and happy collecting.